Well, what's it been like out here for you with Lou's new defense? Like, you're new here, but everybody's learning the defense.
Yeah, I was going to say, it makes me feel like less of a new guy when we have a new defense that we're all learning at the same time, so I don't feel like I'm behind at all. Next step for me is just getting as close as possible to my teammates and getting to know everybody, even beyond football, know them off the field. But for me, just going into this new stage, I'm excited for it, just being able to learn from Lou and learn another defense. I think it's so cool over the course of my career, being able to learn from so many different coordinators. Had one my rookie year, another one my second year, then had the same coordinator for my third and fourth season. So now going to my fifth year, having another coordinator, I just think being able to add so much knowledge. Some people might see it as a bad thing, never staying in one defense for your whole career. But for me, I see it as something cool of being able to learn so many different things from so many great coaches. I've had great coaches in the past, so now learning from Lou, I'm excited for that.
We talked about how he feels like he can lean on you and Mooney, just all your experience, the ways you played. Is there a challenge though to being the new guys doing that, or how do you kind of come in here and establish that kind of voice?
I just think just by example, first and foremost, showing that you know the ins and outs of the defense, so people trust you with making certain calls and trust you with just doing certain things on the field. Then even beyond that, just being able to be trusted by my teammates. If I say something as a leader, they'll follow. Even if we're all wrong, we're all going to be on the same page. And I think that comes from communication. Me as a safety, I have to be the quarterback of the defense. So that's something I'm confident in, of knowing Coach Lou's system and being able to, be close with Coach Lou to be able to understand his mindset and why he's calling certain plays. And then I can be able to bring that same attitude and same mindset to the rest of the players. So we're all on the same page where everybody's playing as one.
Sorry, you guys just got here, but do you have a sense of just what it's going to be like to play with an all-pro like Mooney, to have that as one of those outside spots?
Yeah, I just think I know that regardless of where he is, the receiver he's going against is going to be eliminated. And even beyond that, with just the brains of the defenses, we're not going to be in man coverage every single play. Being able to be in zones and be able to just have somebody that has that experience, and for me to learn from. I'm only in year 5. I know I'm considered a vet, but we have Kenny Moore, we have Mooney out there that have way more years in the NFL than me. So I'm still here trying to learn from them also. And that's the biggest thing that I'm really taking pride in, is being able to come in here and, I want to be a leader, but first and foremost, I have to be a good follower.
What is the way that Lou maybe disguises his coverages and the way that he deploys you guys in the back end? What does that challenge you guys to do as a secondary?
I just think the way that he makes us disguise and just encourages us to do so is to just really make it make sense. As far as if we don't want to show the offense the same coverage that we're going to end up in, but also we don't want to do the opposite every time, because they know every time they line up in too high, they'll go to 1. So really just being able to make everything look the same, and you can run anything out of any look. That's always a plus, but it's only day 2 out here, so we're not doing too much crazy stuff yet, but we know, especially once we get into preseason time and we start, game planning, we're going to have a plan for every single thing and knowing, who's going to be the guys to disguise, what are we going to disguise into what. But our goal is to never make it easy for a quarterback.
How important is it just early in training camp right now to kind of get that baseline communication down to baseline fundamentals so you can stack on it and build what you were just talking about?
Yeah, I think this is the most important time, just building that foundation. Every single year you go back and you look, okay, what did we do during training camp, and what are our rules that we did during training camp? Because every single game plan, we're going to have certain calls in, and we're going to be like, okay, training camp rules, and we have to go back to our foundation. Then sometimes we might have the same exact play call, but it's like, okay, but our rules are different than what we did in training camp. So we just have to rely on everything that we build now is going to be the building block on the rest of the year. We're always going to have to reference back to the stuff we learned in these 3 weeks of training camp.
What was your training like leading up to camp? I know you say you live in the Philippines, so did you do a lot of training over there? Are the resources any different?
No, the resources out there from where I live in the Philippines, in Manila, there's an amazing facility called Inspire Sports Academy where they have all the national athletes train there for whatever sport. So we got the field, weight room, everything, a pool. So really my resources out there are super deep. And on top of that, having players that I'm coaching and training with out there that are, trying to make the national team in the flag football game. So for me, I'm able to get a look and have like a real life scout team every single day. So some years I'm bringing play cards out there and having them run plays so I can work on my eyes in certain coverages. And so it's really cool being able to be out there and with players that, it's their dream to work out with NFL players. And so they're training hard, trying to just keep up with me. But at the end of the day, they're pushing me. So it's cool being able to train out there with the great resources that we have at the facility, but also be able to live somewhere where it's hot and humid. So I come back in this heat, I'm wearing sweats and a hoodie, and I'm chilling. So it's good.
Cam, I know you're on the other side of the ball, but what's it been like going up against rookie Tyler Warren?
Yeah, he's you could tell he's going to be really good. He's one of those guys that if you didn't tell me that he just got drafted, I wouldn't know. He operates as a veteran. He can do a lot. Obviously, we haven't been in pads yet, but I can tell he can block just by his footwork and just the intent that he has, but also his route running and yards after the catch is going to be elite, and I can tell that from him now. So it's cool being able to go against him, and being able to go against him in practice is going to prepare us to go against any tight end in the game.
Tyler, what's the biggest thing you're learning so far?
I think really it's just, when you're a pro, you have a little more time. There's, more stuff I can do on my own to better myself. So that's kind of what I'm working on. And then, learning from the vets like Mo and Tree and all them in the tight end room. So it's been good, but I can always, keep getting better at it.
How's the chemistry development between two quarterbacks kind of going for you with Anthony and Daniel? Is that tricky, or is it just kind of catch it if it's thrown to me?
No, I think it's good. It doesn't really make a difference. They're both out there, and you're going to get balls from both of them, and they're both really good quarterbacks. So it's easy to have chemistry with them, and it's been good.
Is there anything specific you've picked up since being here that you've been able to work on yourself, like you mentioned?
Yeah, like I said, it's kind of just the process outside of, the practices, because you do have a little more time. They're long days, so finding, time to do things for yourself, whether it's watching a little more film, recovery, stuff like that.
What did it mean for you to be able to get out to California with the guys during the break?
It was fun. I think that's a big help in just being comfortable around the guys and kind of getting to know them better on a personal scale, not just football. So I think that was really good, for the skilled guys on offense.
Tyler, what's the biggest difference now being a pro compared to college?
I think everybody is. Everybody's a pro, right? So everybody's really good, and it's tougher competition. But that's a blessing, right? Great competition is a gift. So just being around really good players is only going to make me better.
Tight ends will talk about how it's one of the harder positions to transition to, just mentally having to know all the run and pass game stuff. How are you handling that? Is it been a little overwhelming, or is it coming pretty smoothly?
I think it's been a normal install and learning an offense, just taking your time and trying to understand it. And it does take stuff on my own, right? We go through it in a meeting, but when I go back to the hotel room looking over it again and doing walkthroughs with somebody I think is the most helpful.
Tyler, I know you've heard from a lot of Colts fans. Just what's been the support like so far?
It's been awesome. I really have enjoyed Indy since I got here and kind of really liked the area, and then the fans have been great. Out here we've had great support the first 2 days, and it's been awesome just being in the city.
Tyler, I know that you said that, when you came in, you're really eager to get back to football after kind of like all of the ramp up, pre-combine, pre-draft, all of that. You had mini camp, but what's the difference you feel getting back to real football when you get to training camp?
Yeah, I think it's just, being able to build on days and get real reps with everybody and kind of get the offense flowing. I think it's the biggest thing, and just kind of, get into a true flow of football, and it's, ramping up towards the season.